Hey, 42 here. In 1963, a Turkish man was renovating his home when he noticed something strange. His chickens were disappearing. Now, I'm as absent-minded as the next man, but even I rarely misplace my poultry. Quite rightly concerned by this unusual turn of events, the man investigated, and soon enough he located a small, roughly chicken-shaped crack in the wall of his basement. Sure enough, every so often a curious chick would hop through the mysterious hole, never to be seen again. Intrigued, the Turk took his tools and widened the crack from chicken-sized to man-sized. And to his amazement, he discovered that on the other side of his basement wall was a secret room hewn right out of the bedrock. That in itself was pretty incredible, but as the man began to explore, he quickly uncovered a narrow passageway leading right down into the earth. And that's when things really got weird, because it turned out he hadn't just found a secret room, he'd uncovered the entrance to an entire city, an entire underground city. Today, we know this subterranean metropolis as Derinkuyu, and it is quite simply one of the most remarkable settlements ever built by man. Constructed around 3,000 years ago, it is the biggest underground city on Earth, and it's thought to have once housed as many as 20,000 people. But who built it? How the hell did they pull it off without modern tools or technology? And perhaps, most importantly of all, why build an underground city in the first place? Let's find out. Derinkuyu is a truly staggering feat of engineering. Burrowing 85 meters underground, that's about the height of a 20-story building, its labyrinthine corridors sprawl across 8 distinct levels, with more than 50 ventilation shafts supplying fresh air and a central well offering a constant supply of clean water. At its peak, the city contained hundreds of homes, a school, various meeting spaces, a church, dedicated rooms for livestock, and full-on wine and olive oil production facilities. There was even a dungeon. Incredibly, nobody knows for sure who actually built this marvel of medieval civil engineering. Some historians believe the first caves were dug by the Hittites, whose empire encompassed most of Turkey during the Bronze Age, whilst others think the city might be much older and perhaps served as a bolt hole during a period of rapid climate change 12,000 years ago, known as the Younger Dryas. If true, that would make it one of the oldest human settlements ever discovered. Whoever kicked things off, it's thought the bulk of the building work was done by the Phrygians, who inhabited modern-day Turkey after the Hittites in the 7th and 8th centuries BC. That makes most of the city close to 3,000 years old, meaning that when Derinkuyu was built, the pharaohs still ruled in Egypt, and neither Christianity nor Islam had even been invented yet. In other words, this place is astonishingly old. And even more incredibly, it was in use for almost all of its 3,000-year history, including as recently as 1909. But those undeniably mind-blowing numbers raise an interesting question. If people were still living in the world's largest underground city in the early 20th century, how the hell did it ever become lost in the first place? Well, it turns out that's an extremely good question, one with a surprising and tragic answer. But before we get onto that, we have another more pressing mystery to solve. How the hell did this place even get built in the first place? Odoo is an all-in-one management software that provides entrepreneurs with a range of applications to simplify the day-to-day management of their business. Personally, I use a bunch of different business applications that are all really pricey. So having them all under one roof with Odoo is a game changer for me. And the first Odoo application is free for life, with unlimited hosting and support. They also offer a free personalized domain name for 1 year. I used Odoo's website builder to create a stunning website for 42, and I couldn't believe how easy it was. It's also completely free. It literally takes 4 steps and a few minutes to go from nothing to a fully functional, beautiful, completely customized website. You simply upload your logo and tell Odoo a bit about your business and your goals, and its AI automatically populates the images and text across your new website. After that, you can customize your website with the intuitive builder. Simply drag and drop blocks and then customize each block with images, text, videos, etc. The grid system also lets you easily rearrange objects in seconds. So click the link in the description now to try out Unearthed for yourself, and a big thanks to Unearthed for sponsoring this video. I mean, think about it. An underground city large enough to house 20,000 people would be absurdly difficult to construct, even today with all our modern technology and equipment. 3,000 years ago, it should have been literally impossible. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, Derinkuyu is perhaps the best evidence yet that aliens once visited Earth and passed on their secrets to ancient man. Just kidding. As it turns out, this little mystery actually has an extremely simple explanation. You see, Derinkuyu can be found in what is known today as the Cappadocia region of Turkey. If you like to travel, you may already know that Cappadocia is famous for two things: giant swarms of hot air balloons and absolutely insane rock formations that look exactly like… well, I'll let you decide what they look like. Anyway, it's those crazy rock formations, known to geologists as hoodoos and to everyone else as giant fairy chimneys, that provide a clue as to how Derinkuyu was built. Hoodoos only form under very specific conditions, namely when erosion gets to work on a thick layer of soft rock covered by a thin layer of harder rock. In the Cappadocia region, the soft rock is called tuff, which in simple terms is essentially just solidified volcanic ash. Cappadocian tuff is so soft it can be worked even with simple hand tools, and that's exactly how Derinkuyu was built, with basic tools, a bit of elbow grease, and an awful lot of time. Okay, so that's the how sorted. What about the why? Cappadocia is an area of such stunning beauty that today it's visited by over 4 million tourists every year. It's many people's idea of paradise. So why on earth did the denizens of Derinkuyu decide to live under the earth? Well, for one thing, living underground may have provided a comfortable refuge from the temperatures above, with summers in the region getting very hot and winters very cold. But Derinkuyu was more than just a man-made Goldilocks zone. It was a fortress. According to Benjamin Franklin, nothing in this world is certain apart from death and taxes. But for my money, there's at least one other certainty he could have mentioned: us humans trying to kill each other for basically no reason whatsoever. The Cappadocia region has been invaded, defended, and invaded all over again by dozens of empires for scores of reasons over thousands of years. Most civilizations mitigate against the threat of invasion by building fortifications of some kind, castles, moats, city walls, that sort of thing. But the unique geology of Cappadocia gave the locals another option. They didn't build up, they went down. Historians are largely in agreement that the residents of Derinkuyu didn't live in the city permanently. After all, you can't grow crops underground. But whenever a marauding band of angry types with big swords showed up somewhere nearby, which was often, the locals would simply slip underground and out of sight. And they had the facilities to stay down there for months on end if they needed to. Evidence for this defensive use case is clear to see in the unique design of the city. In the upper levels, the maze-like corridors are extremely narrow, forcing those to enter to do so in single file, instantly negating any numerical advantage an attacking army might have had. Then there were the large circular boulders that could have been rolled into place to block certain passageways at strategic locations. Each boulder had a hole through the middle that allowed the defenders to stab at people on the other side with spears. The deeper levels of the city were illuminated by oil lamps, and if things got really hairy, they could be extinguished, leaving the entire city in total darkness. For any brave attackers who managed to get that far, it would have been pretty much game over at that point. But the locals? They were born in the darkness, molded by it. Using their intimate knowledge of the layout of the city, they would have made short work of the terrified trespassers. Ultimately, the unique structure of the city made it practically impervious to attack, and since its inhabitants could stay underground for months on end without resurfacing, living off huge food stores and drawing water from the well, any invaders would presumably get bored and bugger off someplace else. And that's pretty much how Derinkuyu was used for thousands of years. The attackers and defenders changed with the centuries, but the city lived on. By the early 20th century, the locals were Cappadocian Greeks, the centuries-removed descendants of Greek settlers who came to what is now Turkey after most of it was conquered by Alexander the Great in the 4th century BC. And it was they who last used Derinkuyu as a refuge in 1909, after the Ottomans massacred tens of thousands of Armenians in the city of Adana as part of a wider ethnic cleansing campaign. Fearing they might be next, the Cappadocian Greeks disappeared beneath the ground, just as their ancestors had for countless centuries before them. And here's where we circle back around to my previous question. If Derinkuyu was still being actively used as recently as 1909, how is it possible that it was so completely forgotten about that it could have been rediscovered in 1963? Well, the short answer to that question is that by 1963, everyone who knew about the existence of this vast underground city was gone. The long answer? Well, that's a bit more complicated. In the aftermath of the First World War, there was a lot of reorganizing to do across Europe as the vast empires that had made up the Central Powers were dismantled. One of them was the Ottoman Empire, which was essentially chopped up and divided amongst the Allies. Unfortunately, the Greeks had been under the impression that they would be getting a nice big piece of the Ottoman pie in what is now Turkey, mostly because that's what they'd been promised by the British. But once the war was over, those promises were never fulfilled. As a result, the Greeks invaded in what was to become known as the Greco-Turkish War. It ended 3 years later with a Greek defeat, and when the dust had settled, representatives from the two governments met in the Swiss city of Lausanne to figure out what to do next. One of the things they came up with was a huge population exchange between the two countries that saw almost 2 million people forcibly removed from their homes. People of Turkish descent were expelled from Greece, and people of Greek descent were expelled from Turkey. And that included the Cappadocian Greeks. In other words, everyone who knew of the existence of the secret underground city of Derinkuyu was unceremoniously deported, never to return. No doubt a few of them still told stories of the lost underground city they used to hide in when they were kids, but I'm guessing most people simply thought they were crazy. After all, who would ever believe that Narnia really does exist on the other side of the wardrobe? Interestingly enough, Derinkuyu isn't the only underground city in the Cappadocia region. In fact, it's one of more than 200. And some of these subterranean settlements are actually connected to one another. Derinkuyu itself links up with Kaymakli underground city by way of a 5-mile tunnel. Some scholars have even suggested that all the Cappadocian underground cities are connected in a vast network that spans the entire region. Whether or not that's actually true is debatable, but one thing's for sure, there are almost certainly more of them out there. Hidden worlds just waiting to be uncovered once more. Thanks for watching.